Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the first press conference for the Newcastle United Dream Team Career Mode Series. This is the time for me to answer any questions you guys may have throughout the series. I'll be doing these every few episodes, compiling the best and most important questions to answer for you guys. So if you want to be involved in the next press conference, make sure you leave a comment down below and put PCQ in front of your question. So the first question for our Newcastle United Dream Team Career Mode Series press conference is going to come from Sam Riley, who says, are you planning to use a youth academy or just buy young, high potential beasts? I would say it's going to be a mix of it. I don't want to do a stereotypical career mode where I go ahead and buy the likes of Donnarumma, Barco, all these amazing young players. I want to kind of go for some more unique signings. That being said, there's going to come a time in the career mode where we have to go for these big name players or big name young players. But ultimately, I don't want to do it like every other career mode YouTuber. I want to have our own personal twist on it. But I will also probably, not confirmed, but probably look to implement the youth academy at some stage during the career mode. Gotta play around with that a little bit more. Ask a few of the career mode youth guys how it all works and really scope that out. Nerd Benji asks, is the goal this season just to stay up, or do you want to go hard for a very high finish? Of course, we want to finish as high as possible. If I could, I would win the league, but being realistic, I think we might be in a little bit of a relegation scrap, but I'll be happy with a mid-table finish. That's the goal for this season, a mid-table finish. I just want to improve and improve and improve as the series goes on. Hassan Shah says, how are you going to deal with players who don't perform properly? I mean, we have the goal. We want to complete the dream team. We want to build the best team in world football. If I believe that a player does not fit into those plans, I'm going to sell them. Easy as that. We need to raise revenue. We need to get the best quality players. We need to be cutthroat and build the best team in the world. Obviously, some players are going to be, I'm going to be a little bit more lenient with them than others, but some players, if they don't perform to my standards, I'll get rid of them. And the final question in our opening press conference comes from Dan Woolett, who says, are you thinking of making pre-contract signings? I definitely think I'll be making pre-contract signings throughout the series, but I want to steer clear away from them as much as possible. I do not want to abuse them. I want to make it very, very rare that we go for a pre-contract. If we're going to get somebody on an absolute bargain that I think will fit into the dream team and that I probably wouldn't be able to afford otherwise, then maybe I might look to, but at the moment, I'm going to try staying far away from them unless it's just a player we can't resist. But anyways, that will conclude the opening press conference for the Newcastle United Dream Team Career Mode Series. Let's get into what is going to be a massive episode. Trust me, watch the entire thing. G'day guys, how's it going? It is JarradHD here. Welcome to the second episode in season number 1 for our Newcastle United Dream Team Career Mode Series. We had a very successful first episode. If you haven't seen it, what are you doing with yourself? Go and check it out. 2 big signings for our starting 11 and a very interesting clash against Tottenham, to say the least. But heading into today's episode, we do have a decent amount of financial restraints, a decent transfer budget to work with. Whilst I don't think we're going to be able to bring in a world-class player, we definitely can bring in somebody that can act maybe as a squad player or maybe a young guy that can fill in for the squad and grow as we move on into the series. I think looking at the squad, I'm going to be going for a centre midfielder, mainly due to the fact that depth-wise, we've got Diame and Hayden. Diame's 30, Hayden's 22, but doesn't have amazing potential. So if we could get someone that can grow throughout the series and maybe take John Joe Shelby's spot in a few seasons time, or maybe just sell on for a profit, I think we'll do that. And along with the transfer business, we will also play away at Huddersfield, looking for our first points of the Premier League season. And then Hopefully, if we have enough time, it depends how much transfer business happens, but we'll be back at home against West Ham United. Heck, we might even get through the entire transfer window today. I don't want this series to be like my Man United series where it took forever to get through it. I want this series to be really quick, really sharp, and keeping you guys entertained and on your toes. So, let's get into today's episode and see what business can happen. Okay, so we get our first transfer offer of today's episode. It is for Kieran Clark, and there's no way I'm selling this guy. Definitely want to keep him around. West Brom with a decent offer, but if I look to sell him, probably wait to at least next season. Good squad player to have. So I'm still waiting for some scouting reports to come back before I start my quest to sign a new player. So we're going to get right into the opening game of today's episode, travelling to Huddersfield, taking on Aaron Moy, the Aussie GOAT, Aaron Moy and Huddersfield. Alright, so here we go, our first away day in charge of Newcastle. Of course, the first of many, but let's see if we can set the right tone early here. Of course, in real life, both Newcastle and Huddersfield are around the relegation race, so this could prove to be a big game early on in the season. Hopefully not a relegation 6-pointer, because I have top 10 hopes for us, top 10 desires, but you never know what can happen. And the good thing is we get to debut those amazing looking black kits. Every opportunity I get to this season, I'm going to rock, or this series, I'm going to rock those kits. They look so sleek. Alright, so let's have a look at the Huddersfield lineup. So Lascelles in between the sticks. They've got a decent side here. Terence Congolo, of course, not too many well-known players. I'm hoping they have Aaron Moy there just because he is the legend, but it's not looking too likely. Kachunga and Ince there. No Aaron Moy. He is on the bench, is he? Yeah, there is Aaron Moy. So now let's have a look at the starting 11 we have put onto the field here. And no surprise, I'm rocking the same starting 11. Our strongest possible starting 11. Definitely want to get these guys gelled together and get a bit of chemistry, get some results, and hopefully have a great season. They're on the attack here, Huddersfield, nice and early. Ince into the box. We can't let him shoot. He's just holding the ball up. Mooney, great fingertip save there from Lopez, and we clear it away. Here we go. Slimani cutting through. Slimani, we've had no opportunities. Great save from Lossell. We have been absolutely dominated. It goes to half-time. We have been dominated. Despite there being virtually no opportunities, Huddersfield have had the ball on the edge of our box for probably 40 out of the 45 minutes in that half. When we had that opening, we needed to take that. This has been such a boring first half to record, but let's see if things can liven up in the second. Nice stuff here from Yedlin. Come on, keep it in. Yes, good stuff from Manquillo. Keeps it in. We're going to put it in there. Ayoze Perez on the angle. Across the face of his body and across the face of goals. That would have been a lovely goal if we scored it, but it's only just pulled a little bit too far wide. Alright, we're going to make a substitution here. 57th minute. Moreno is coming off, and we're bringing on Dwight Gale. I'm going to pull Ayoze Perez back into the midfield. Mooney going through to Ince. Come on, we've defended so well, and Ince puts it into the side netting. Oh, Lingard's just done them there. Yedlin running down the line, pace to burn, puts it across the face. Dwight Gale, no, we keep it in. Dwight Gale with a terrible finish. Atsu keeps it in. Manquillo, Slimani can't win the header. I think he might have been offside. What a golden opportunity. Oh, Dwight Gale, mate. Aaron Moy, the greatest of all time on the ball. This one goes into the area. Mooney up against Lejeune. They get past. He should have had the shot there. It's blocked. What is happening? They've got the lead. I hate those situations so much when you're just playing the game and you're like, what is happening? Hey, I thought they were going to have the shot first time. Terrible defense from me to lunge into the challenge. That's a big part of my game. I've got to get better at lunging in there. I lunged in with Lejeune, but I don't know how. I think it was Kachunga got the ball back there in that opportunity, and it's 1-0. Alright, time for another substitution here. Trying to get a bit more of an attacking spark on. As you can see, Huddersfield making a replacement. Kennedy coming on though for his Newcastle debut. Putting him on the left. Atsu on the right, and Lingard in the centre mid spot. Here's where you go, Slimani. Go on to Gale. I'm just going to have a crack with Slimani. It was worth the attempt, I guess. Oh, okay, it took a deflection. That makes me feel a little bit better about my decision there. So we get the corner. Slimani with the header. Ah, he almost equalised. Well, let's see if we can do it again. Huddersfield, they're not putting too much pressure in the box, which is good. Might be able to get the open header. Comes in, Lascelles, the centre-back, and it takes another deflection, but that one I think was going to miss regardless. We're making space for ourselves in the box here. We just need to get that decisive piece of contact that can get us in. Slimani can't get it. Lejeune, not a good touch. We're passing it around here. Going to John Joe Shelvey. 84th minute, John Joe Shelvey just running through. John Joe Shelvey, I'm going to go for the left-footed finesse. Oh, I thought he was going to tuck that one in there. How close did that one come? Was that close at all? Keeper made it seem like it wasn't, and I don't think it was, to be honest. Huddersfield looking to get a goal here to secure the points for them. They play it through beautifully. They can't get rid of it, though. Let's hoof it upfield, but we don't have enough time. And unfortunately, we pick up our second loss in 2 games. Yet to get a win in charge of Newcastle, but it's alright. I'm not too concerned. We knew this was going to be a very challenging series. We knew Newcastle weren't going to be a side we could win the league with immediately, but we need to start getting wins. I don't want to be in the relegation battle. Following the loss to Huddersfield, there were still 3 players that had stand-out performances. So, the Alan Shearer award points go to 3 points DeAndre Yedlin, 2 points Manquillo, and 1 point Lingard. Alright, so I asked you guys in episode number 1 what you wanted to do in terms of training sessions. You guys said show it. I'm showing the progression to the top, so may as well show you guys the player growth. So let's have a look at this session. No players really improving, but it's good to see Murphy getting an A. Alright, so I finally got all the scouting reports back for some of the midfielders I was considering going in for. As I said, I didn't want to get anyone that would be starting 11 right now, but someone that could be on our bench and could make the odd appearance here and there and could develop into a starting 11 midfielder. So got a few players in here that make interesting options, but the one I'm going to go in for initially is going to be this guy here, Serdar. Let me know how to pronounce his first name. Is it Sar? Is it Swat? I don't know, but I'm going to call him Serdar for the moment. So from Mainz, let's get in and negotiate with Mainz, the Bundesliga outfit. We've got about £10 million to work with here, so I'm very interested to see what sort of a price range they are looking at. I'm just going to start off and offer his current value, which is 4.4 million and 5.1 plus 10%. Now, I don't want to have to pay the sell-on clause because that, like, one of the things I might actually do is sell him on for a profit. So let's go without the sell-on clause. 4.7, they say 5.7. Let's see if they're happy to pay or accept the 5.1 offer we spoke about before. 5.4, you know what? I will accept that. Let's get into contract negotiation. And as always, we're going to delegate the contract here. So let's say 23,000, and then I'll say 53,000. Give him potentially a nice little pay rise and see what Serdar says. So I'm going to have to leave you guys on a little bit of a cliffhanger for the moment because we're back into the action, baby. We are back at home, the ever beautiful St. James's Park, and what would you know? You would know that it is raining right now. Typical Newcastle weather from what I've heard. But we're looking to get our first points of the Premier League season here. David Moyes and West Ham United travelling up north to take us on. And I think if we don't get a win or at least a draw today, we might have to think about making some first 11 changes. I've made some changes so far. Example number 1, Joselu coming in instead of Perez. Perez played like absolute crap in my opinion against Huddersfield last time out, and early on in the series, it's always good to trial out the stock that we have in the club. So as you can see here, this is our starting 11 for today's game against West Ham United. Of course, the same starting 11. I've been so impressed with our back four so far. Really strong back four in my opinion. I was considering getting Shelvey or Marino out, but I decided to make the one change, which is Joselu coming in. And then here's a look at David Moyes' West Ham side. So he's gone with Joe Hart over Adrian in between the sticks. They're playing a back five here. A very strong back five. Zabaleta, Corluka, Ogbonna, Kouyaté and Noble in the midfield. Lanzini at attacking midfielder. Andy Carroll and Mikael Antonio starting up front. So no Chicharito, no João Mario in the starting 11. Going to be a tough game, I think. Lanzini on the attack here for West Ham United. Can't let him shoot. Kouyaté takes the strike, but Shelvey put him under enough pressure. Alright, West Ham with a corner here. Lanzini puts this one into the area. Andy Carroll, we can't allow him to have that much space in the box. Here we go. It's a nice ball from Manquillo through to Christian Atsu. Trying to find an option. He's been a good player for us so far, Atsu. Just going to go into the box here. Gets it off. Joselu, deflection. I would have been interested to see the trajectory of that if it didn't take the deflection. Here we go. Jonjo Shelvey going here to Joselu. Passing it around. Shelvey out through to Atsu. Through to Joselu. Oh, that would have been such a good goal. Almost the perfect goal there. Joselu off the left foot, only a matter of inches away from tucking that one bottom right hand corner. That was dumb. He's going to be off. Yedlin's going to be sent off. No. Oh, second yellow card. I've got to stop going and lunging there. And that is not what we needed heading into the halftime break. Almost pulled it off, but as soon as I did that, I thought, that's a red card. You can't go in like that. Oh, now we've got our backs against the wall for the rest of the game. All right, Lanzini putting this one in here. Good stuff from Slimani. Here we go. Might have time for a counter-attack here. Atsu, a lot of work to do. Can he score after we've almost... He scored it! What? We've got a man down and literally off the free kick. Slimani scores a rocket. My reaction was so crap because I was not expecting us to get that shot off after we've almost... And when it was going through, I was thinking, I'm like, oh God, no, surely not, surely not. Atsu holding it up perfectly. Slimani wide open. Rocket of a finish. Fingertips from Joe Hart. But fortunately, just like real life, Joe Hart unable to get a full palm to it and puts it in the back of the net. We've got the lead with 10 men. Yes! Okay, so I've made a few tactical changes here, a few squad changes at the halftime break. So what I've done, I've put Yedlin up at the striker spot, of course, sent off. And I've put Slimani onto the bench. Then I have put Manquillo onto the right back spot since he can play there. And then I've brought in Mbemba off the bench who can also play as a left back. So virtually we're playing a 4-4-1, just not a 4-4-2. Joselu, the lone striker, but he's going to drop back on defense as well. Lingard off the kickoff. They've just run away from us. What are they doing here, West Ham? They've run away from us. We get the header. No, Joselu. Joe Hart has just had an air swing at that. Joselu rockets it off the crossbar. Oh, that would have been huge. And now Carroll's coming through for West Ham. If they equalise, I'm going to cry. No, they've squared it. Lanzini, what a freaking save, Lopez. Big time save there from Lopez. Get in there. We need to keep it out, but alright, good stuff there from Lingard. Bonner up against Atsu. Takes a shot! If he scored that. We lunge in again. Lanzini trying to do some step overs. Takes the long shot. Cannons that one off the post. That would have been a freakish goal if he managed to find the back of the net. Nice stuff here, Manquillo. Up to Jesse Lingard. He's going to keep it in here. Gets straight past James Collins. Jesse Lingard squares it. Jonjo Shelvey touch blocked there from the defender. That was a great opportunity to double our advantage. But Shelvey again getting the ball back, but João Mario steals it. We're starting to get some great opportunities here. A goal here would be amazing for us. They're bringing the players in. Lingard, come on. Joselu, save from Hart. Jonjo Shelvey. Oh, Ogbonna clears it almost off the line. They're on the attack here. Lanzini going through. Oh, we just intercept it. Come on, let's get them on the counter. Atsu letting Hosselu run. No idea who this Wask guy is, but Hosselu's running straight past him. Come on, Hosselu. Hosselu, look at all the space he's got. Hosselu! Fuck me, Hosselu. You keep... Oh! Hosselu's had a screamer in terms of setting himself up, but his finishing is lacking at the moment. Still on here. Moreno. Nice movement. Moreno's just going to run. We need to wipe the seconds off the clock into stoppage time. There's 3 minutes of stoppage time. Let's just retain possession and get a famous win. Our first win in charge. There it is, lads. We have got our first win in charge of Newcastle. And of course, my camera has stopped recording. Let's go on and press record again. But we have got our first win in charge of Newcastle United. A 1-0 win with half the game only having 10 men. What a result, fellas. Get in there. Following our first win of the season, match day 3 against West Ham, the Alan Shearer award points go to 3 points Jonjo Shelvey, 2 points Lopez, 1 point Manquillo. And following that great win against West Ham, we get some good news on top of it as we have brought ourselves in a brand new centre midfielder. It is going to be Serda joining us for £5.4 million from Mines. Welcome to Newcastle United, Swat Serda. You're going to have to teach me the first name. And now I fall for you. And on that note, fellas, I am going to conclude today's episode. It's been a pretty interesting second episode for the Newcastle United Dream Team Career Mode series. Next episode will feature transfer deadline day, and then following that, I'm probably going to play, depending on how busy deadline day is, definitely these 3 games here, maybe even the 4th against Brighton. But once we get into the chunk of the series, I'm going to be playing 4 games an episode so that we can get through the season and the series at a good pace for you guys. But if you guys enjoyed today's episode of the Newcastle United Dream Team Career Mode series, make sure, as always, you leave a like on the video. Make sure, as well, if you are new around here, that you bloody scorpion kick the subscribe button down below. And most importantly, fellas, I hope you have a fantastic day. It has been JarradHD here. I am out. Peace.